Hey guys, we're in the shop today working on a few different things. I'm finishing up a 410 base cabinet. I've got it in the process to where it's about to be coated with our coating. But what I want to talk about in this video is the texture that we use in the coating system. It's actually it's called Duratex. It's from a company called Acrotech. They make various different things, like non-slip coating for your deck, patio, and things like that. I think they do some kind of roof coatings and whatnot, but it's called Acrotech. I believe you can find them online. But the guitar coating that they use is called Duratex. It's actually for speaker cabinets. It's a speaker cabinet coating that they made. It's incredibly durable. It can be compared to like a truck bed liner that you would see in the back of a truck. And I don't know if you've seen those before, but they're very substantial. We use this for multiple reasons. One of the main reasons that I like to use it, other than the fact that it's super hard, is it's easy to be repaired. To touch this stuff up is so easy. If you have like a, let's say a Tolex cabinet, vinyl Tolex, or a stained cabinet, we'll use an example as a Tolex first. If you rip the Tolex, you can patch it and do well with it, but there's always going to be that little tiny seam from where you fixed it. The same with the staining cabinets. If you take a nice gouge out of a stained cabinet, you're not going to get a brand new finish repair. You can get good repairs on both of those two that I just mentioned, but you're not going to get a brand new finish repair. With the wood, you can try many wood fillers, but none of them are going to take the stain as natural as the wood did. You're always going to see that blemish in there. The good thing about this, as you can see, this is one that we've had, actually, it was in the back of a vehicle for some time, and it was just getting banged up off the walls and a couple other cabinets. The other cabinets, nothing happened to. This happened to it. And as you can see, this isn't really a product of the coating as much as it is. It took a beating, because I mean it gouged in the wood. It went past the coating and started gouging in the wood, kind of like a rabbit was gnawing on it. But the great thing about this stuff is it's so easy to be repaired. You can look at on YouTube and the Duratex videos. Dan from Duratex, which is an amazing guy, he'll go out of his way to help you out. Everybody at Acrotech are amazing people, but he has a lot of videos of shows how to do some repairs and whatnot to cabinets. But we want to have our own so that we can show our customer, hey, if you bang it up, that's fine. This is how you repair it. And we include a small kit with each cabinet purchase that allows you to touch up your cabinet. The smallest bit of Duratex, I mean just the smallest bit, will go a long way in touching up. It doesn't take much at all. Not to touch it up, it doesn't take much at all. But what we're going to do today is we're going to repair this mess. And it's not going to take long at all. As a matter of fact, this cabinet is part of our back line that we lease out to local companies and shows and venues and whatnot. They're actually coming picking this up tonight. Realistically, yes, it takes quite a few days for Duratex to cure completely, but this stuff will be dry and be able to be handled within a couple of hours. That's the great thing about it. It dries so fast. Since we're not doing anything to the top of this, it's fine to just ship this off and say, hey, use it. You put your head on top of it. It's not going to squish down the Duratex or anything, because it's all on the front here. Just as long as they're careful, and we'll address that and let them know. But what we're going to do is we're going to fill these gouges. And we use various different things. You can use Bondo wood filler, which is what we use on our cabinets before they're coated. Or you can use a vinyl product. Spackling is what we use, just a your typical vinyl spackling. I use this on touch-ups because it's a lot easier to sand and blend with the Duratex. If I put Bondo on here, I'm going to be sanding, and it's going to be hard to feather and take way too long. This stuff here, I put it on 15 minutes, it's dry, do a light sand, let it dry a little bit more, because Duratex can actually pull the spackle off if it's not completely dry. But once it's completely dry, we do a coat, and then we'll do another. Now something like this cabinet particularly, we got a very fine texture. And that's what we like to do on our cabinets majority of the time. But this one is very fine. So I'm not going to roll it on. I'm not going to roll on my touch-up. I'm just going to dab it on and just match this texture. Super easy. I don't take anything off. I'm just going to make sure that I don't get anything on here. I might mask this off a little bit with the tape. We'll do a quick coat here. Let it dry. We'll come back, sand it down. You know, come back, just give a little more air. Come back, touch it up. It'll look brand new. There's a lot of our bands that we endorse and build for. They bring their cabs back after every tour, and we touch them up. And there's not a lot to be done. You got to think that a lot of these cabs are going out on full U.S. tours and coming back with the smallest nicks. This is the worst I've ever seen. I've never seen anything even remotely close to this as far as damage goes in any of these cabinets. It's usually just small little things, little tiny nicks here and there, like something like this, something like this. You know, slap on the spackling, sand it, boom, you're finished. The only thing is when you touch up Duratex, the area that you touched up is a little bit darker at first. Because like I said, it takes a little bit longer to cure than most other things. It's going to cure and it's going to fade, and then over time, it's going to fade just the same as the rest of it. It's going to blend in fine. But it's just like anything else that you paint new. It's going to take a minute because the rest of the cab's dirty, and then the new spot's brand new. So once it's all dry, we're going to you can wipe this stuff down. I usually like just use a damp cloth and wipe these down. This stuff is amazing. You can wipe it down with a damp cloth. You can pretty much do about anything with this stuff. And we've had them fall down steps to our shop because we are a lower level in our shop here, and we've literally had a 612 speaker cabinet, 4 feet tall, tumble down the steps, and not even this happened to it. I'm completely impressed by this stuff, and we swear by it. We use it on everything that we do: guitar, bass, home audio. Small MP3 players that we build, we throw it on there. Small projects that aren't even speaker related I use. But this is great stuff, and we're real happy to use it. We're real happy with the company and the people that we deal with. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is how easy it is. This process is going to take literally 30 seconds. So this segment of the video is going to be very short. Like I said, you should mask this off, and I'll do that when I paint and when I sand. But for the time being, I'm just going to fill this real quick, just a real light. And I'm using the kind that goes on pink, but dries white. I really don't have anything to say about that as far as it being better or anything. It just happens to be what I got. I do like it, just because it lets you know when it's dry. And actually, you know what? I think I am going to take this grill out. We're going to try to take the grill out anyway. We have some pretty gnarly Velcro on this one that we don't use anymore because it's too difficult to get the grills out. But I think I'll probably try to take it out here. But literally, that's all there is to it. I'm just smoothing it out a little bit. When this dries, since the gouge is so good, when this dries, I will have to come back and touch it up. So after this coat, I'll pull the grill out, and then we'll touch it up one more time just to show you a little, the full process of how this works. All right, we're about to finish this guy up here. I lied in the beginning. I said I wasn't going to roll this on, but since it's such a large area that was damaged and coated, I am going to roll that on, and then like something like this, you could typically just kind of just dab it with a texture roller or something like that. But I'm going to roll this one on just to be a little quicker. Probably should take this off and roll it on, but what I'm going to do is just leave it on and roll it, and then just clean that off if when I get Duratex on it, because I'm sure to do. I just finished completely rolling a 410, so that's why I have this out. The ones that you can get that are good to touch up are like 4-inch roller covers. A lot more convenient to use, but I use the larger ones because I have such a large surface to cover on my cabs, especially the larger cabs. So to sit and do a whole large cab with just a 4-inch roller would take forever. This right here is just a couple swipes and I'm done. But something like this, as you can see here, okay, You don't need to put it on heavy. You see I didn't even dip that in. This is just leftover from the last cab that I did. When you finish it, when you put the texture on it, see what I just did was I just covered it. You still have to texture it, just lightly. No pressure at all. No pressure at all. And the thinner you spread this stuff, the thinner the texture. The heavier you put it on, the heavier the texture. And texture, you get different textures by more pressure or less pressure that you push on it too. So this is an art in its own. Texturing and finishing these cabinets is a complete art. When I spoke with Dan at Acrotech on the phone one time, I was asking him some tips. He says, you're always going to learn tips and new things about applying Duratex. And he was right. I've been doing this for a couple years, and just recently I found out something new that I like better, that gives me a better texture and makes it easier for me to apply it. So I do that now. I got a quick issue there, the camera shut off. But anyway, back to it. But really I didn't even need to roll that in there. It's a little too much. It doesn't take a lot here. I'm going to roll over top of this cab corner, but I don't recommend that you do that. I think that's about all it's going to cover. Remember how I said if the spackle's not dry, the Duratex can pull away from it. That's kind of starting to happen here. As you go over it, you can see it opening more. You can see the white more there than you should for covering it. It's kind of opening it up. So you really do want that to dry. So we're going to let this coat dry and give it another whirl. I'm going to clean this off real quick. Go down over this side again, this damaged part here. But as you can see, it's pretty well back to normal. Good as new there on the sides. One more swipe on the top, it'll be good as new. All right, we're just about there. We're going to put another quick run over top of this here. And I do believe that'll do it. I hardly even dipped this in the Duratex here. Now when this is all said and done and it's dry and cured, within a couple hours you can take a damp cloth over everything, and depending on really the humidity in here, but today's a pretty good day. It should be dry within the touch in the next 20 minutes, and then in a couple hours you should be able to clean the whole cab pretty well. But I mean, that's all there is to it. It's real simple. You got 2 steps. You're going to fill it, you're going to sand, well 3 steps. You're going to fill it, you're going to sand it, and you're going to roll it. It's good to do 2 or 3 coats on the damaged spot once the spackling dries, but what you're left with is a brand new look. I mean, it's brand new. I mean, this is what they look like straight out of the shop. And you can even remove all the hardware and everything, coat the whole cab if you want. Another good thing about this stuff is it's really easy to go from color to color. If I wanted to make this white, pull up my white Duratex, do a couple of coats of it, and it works. I've got a couple cabs that we call gobstoppers because there's 2 or 3 different colors that we just did for people and they wanted to change. And it's fine with us. So, but yeah, it's really easy to work with. It's really durable, and you know, we love using this stuff. But there you have it, brand new.